Last class you have learnt vegetative method of asexual reproduction. In this class we will see cell divisions and sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Let's see whether organisms create exact copies of themselves. We will start this with one simple activity. First, observe your family members. You will find that all of them have a similar body structure. We will see how this happened. Reproduction is the process making copies of the blueprints of a body structure. Then you know chromosome is present in the nucleus of the cell. This nucleus only contains information for the inheritance of features in the form of DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA carry hereditary characters from parent to next generation. The DNA is the information source for making protein. If somehow this information is changed, then the body design or structure will differ. And also you know that a basic event in reproduction is the creation of the DNA copies. The chemical reaction of the cell creates two copies of the DNA in a reproducing cell, and they will be needed to be separated from each other. The DNA copied is accompanied by the creation of an additional cellular apparatus, and then the DNA copies each with its own apparatus. So a cell divides to give rise to two cells. Asexual reproducing organisms only make exact copies of themselves, but it is impossible that all organisms produce similar organisms. In sexually reproducing organisms, there is variation due to the combination of genes. You know, gene is a structural and functional unit of chromosomes. The variation may be in the structural and physical appearance. Let's see cell divisions. On the whole, two types of cell division takes place in living organisms. They are mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis cell division is otherwise called as equational division. This cell division takes place in body parts or vegetative parts. Mitosis is a process of asexual reproduction observed in unicellular organisms. When this cell division takes place in a cell, the nucleus of a cell is divided into two nuclei with an equal amount of genetic material in both the daughter nuclei. Then separation of nucleus is followed by the cytoplasmic division. Already I said this division is called as equational division because chromosome number in the parent cell and daughter cells is the same. In plants, mitosis leads to the growth of vegetative parts of the plant like root tip, stem tip, etc. Let's see next cell division, that is meiosis. Meiosis division is otherwise called as reductional division. This division occurs in a gamete mother cell. This cell is otherwise called as sex cells or reproductive cells. Results of this division, 4 cells are formed which carry half of the number of chromosomes, that is haploid in condition. Next, we will see sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Sexual reproduction in plants was first described by the scientist Camerarius in the year 1694. Then let's see how sexual reproduction occurs, especially in flowering plants. Already you know the parts of a plant. On the whole, plant parts are categorized into vegetative parts or body parts and a reproductive part. Here, flower of a plant considered as a reproductive part. Why flower here considered as a reproductive part? Because flower only have both sex organs, that is male and female. Now we will see the various parts of a flower including the sexual reproductive organs. The main parts of a flower are receptacle, sepals, petals, stamen and carpel. Let's see parts of a flower. First is flower stalk, which is attached on the stem. Flower stalk is otherwise called as pedicel. The tip of the pedicel is a flattened portion is there, that is termed as thalamus or receptacle. All the floral parts are arranged on the thalamus in a circular manner, that is called as whorl. Now we will see parts of a flower one by one. First whorl, outermost circle of a flower is sepals. It is otherwise called as calyx. It is green leaf-like structures. It protects the flower before blooming. Second whorl of the flower is sepals. It is otherwise called as corolla. These are in different colors and usually centered. It helps to attract insects for pollination. It also protects the reproductive organs which are at the center of the flower. Third whorl of the flower is a male part. It is otherwise called as stamen. It has two parts. They are anther and a filament. The swollen tip of the stamen is called as anther. The stalk of stamen is called as filament. Anther contains the pollen grains which produces male gametes. Pollen grains appears as a yellow powdery substance. Fourth whorl of a flower is pistil. It is a female reproductive organ of plant. It looks like a flask-shaped structure. It is made up of three parts. They are stigma, style and ovary. The top part of the pistil is called stigma. Stigma is the landing place for pollen grains. The middle part is called style. Style is a tube which connects stigma to ovary. The swollen part of the bottom of a pistil is called ovary. It consists of ovules which contain egg or ovum. In a flower, the first two parts, that is calyx and corolla, considered as non-essential parts are accessory parts of a flower because these parts are indirectly helping for reproduction. Next two parts, they are stamen and pistil, considered as essential parts of a flower because these parts directly helping for reproduction. Next, the flowers which contains only one sex organ, either stamen or pistil, are called unisexual flowers. These flowers are also called as incomplete flower because all the main parts are not there here. Then the flowers which contain both the sex organs, stamens as well as pistil, are called as bisexual flowers. This flower is called as complete flower because all the main parts of a flower are present here. Example, mustard, hibiscus. Around your home, lot of flowers are there. Collect it and observe the parts of it.